Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
You know, there's a lot of people out there that say they don't understand what these boys are saying. I understand every word they say. I don't understand what they say. They don't understand what these boys are saying. This is Dave and Juan. Go Tigers.
And 3.
Number 2.
Yeah. And then I guess 1.
Hey, that's how it flows, man.
Yeah. Hey, in advance, as always, with sincerity. America.
Right.
America. Hey.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Prepare for the best hour of your week.
Oh, my gosh. You're here to set the bar. Who's here to set the bar?
Hey,
Well, I'm Dave. I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
This is the 80th episode, and we botched the
We
intro.
still can't figure that out, man.
And this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Yeah, thank you kindly.
Yes, I gotta take a sip of water on that.
Yeah, we gotta tighten this up. I've had it. It's getting. We might have to announce the end of the podcast coming up because I'm getting too many people that tell me, "Oh, I'm watching you guys," and people that I don't really want watching. You know, I kind of, it's sort of like a therapy session. We just get on here and just talk about life and
right. We
offer
solve each other's problems.
No.
We vent, which makes us feel better.
no intention that people would be paying attention. But hey, but there you go. Well, you know what? On second thought, we'll bear that burden. All right, America.
That's
All right,
You're
Louisiana.
welcome.
All right, America. That's part of the welcome. But it's a Saturday morning. You don't care, but we do. Up and at 'em, getting this done because Juan gets the joy of
gotta go to a swim meet in a little bit.
There's nothing more brutal than a swim meet. People don't know.
Man, I'm looking forward to this one. It's back to high school season. So
So this is where this is where your daughter gets to dominate. Is that what you're saying?
Right. And see, Joey's already there. The boys are swimming this morning, and Joey's the team mom. So,
of course she is.
So she had to go there at 7:30.
Wait. Wouldn't that make you the team dad? Come
No,
on,
bro.
Juan.
No.
Juan, dude,
Nope.
you'd be a great team dad.
Yeah. So I told her last week because part of the thing is, people are supposed to sign up to be timers. And
I mean, you give me painful flashbacks.
And I said, I'm not signing up. I'm not being a timer because my daughter's the best on the team. And Riley said, well, that's not how it works. He said, that's how it works for me.
Here's the deal about timers.
Your mom spends enough time volunteering.
Yeah.
Therefore, I think that we've got the Seminole household responsibilities covered.
Look, I coached a lot. Okay, my boys coming up, and that's one of the most pain in the best thing ever, man. And that's what you got to do. Anybody that's going to coach any youth sports, identify like you would literally if you knew going in or once you had some kids, you would look to get them on your team the next year based on the parents.
The volunteer.
Man, I don't give a crap whether we win or lose this game, but I got a team mom over there that's going to organize.
She's going to get the snacks there.
Man, you talk about them. Oh yeah. So all you diligent team moms out there, you are a blessing to anybody volunteering to coach your kid, because that's and it usually happens that way. It's the dads aren't going to coach or do whatever, but that's fine. In fact, that's the perfect parents. If you're a youth coach, the perfect parents. They're not involved at all in trying to tell you how to coach the team, but man, they got fruit roll-ups and Gatorade.
They're ready to go.
Yeah, it's all good. So good luck to her today. I'm sure it's time for those records to start falling again, right? She's ready to start.
I don't know. We hadn't talked about that, but in my mind, I've thought about it.
Hey, you tell her, hey, all right. So glad you set some records last year. You know what records were made for? To be
Breaking
broken.
them.
To be broken. There you go. It's never enough. Don't be that dad, huh? Of course, don't be the flip side dad. I don't care if you win or lose.
I'm not that dad, in I guess a visible standpoint, but I'm that dad on an internal standpoint.
Hey, I always try, and this it's tough to do because you got to read people, but I'm especially when you're coaching youth, and you define youth how you want, right? I mean, you could be high school age, and high school gets a little tougher when it's like not like school sports, but leagues and that kind of stuff. I'm big on just, man, do your best. I am never going to be
right. And I don't I'm not, granted, and I, brag on here that, that she does really well, but I am not the person, I don't get animated. I have the same reaction.
Yeah. I wish I would. Yeah.
If it's bad, I'll whisper to Joe and say, man, this is sucking. I don't know what's going on. But
I was always, so when I'm coaching, that was the thing. I was never, I guess strategy, I could do some of that stuff, but my thing was I was always pretty good at assessing what I got. Right. And when I'm saying that, I mean, in the day, not just how they looked in practice, what they looked like in tryouts, whatever. This is what I got today. I'm watching this game, and it was usually basketball. I did some soccer and stuff, but that's just, I'm one of those typical soccer dads that comes, I got here to Houston, come out of South Lafourche. Well, actually, I was in Georgia for a bit, but I don't know jack about soccer. Didn't know jack about soccer.
I watched my kids play soccer for years and still don't know much about it.
Dude, I coached it not knowing anything about it. But here's what you find out when you coach them real young.
Yeah.
And you don't need, it's pretty basic stuff to learn. Hey, you go here, try to get them, strategy wise about what to do with the ball. Hey, how about this? How about, and the big part of coaching really youth soccer is keeping the goalie awake, right? That's universal, man. You got these kids in goal and they plucking clovers. They looking at butterflies.
Right. It goes in soccer from being the most unneeded position to being the most stressful position
when they get older. So when they get older, and my kids, played a little bit competitive soccer, coming up. Oh man, yeah, it used to be you put the chubby kid that didn't want to run around, and can you do this, Freddie? All right, that you're the goalie. Later on in life, you're like, man, you can have a terrible team, but if you got a stout goalie, of course, when you get to a certain level of, I may have somewhere in the past 700 episodes we've done, I may have talked about you learn different cultures come in. So our culture in America. If you grew up in South Lafourche, it's just football, right? For the most part, when we grew up, it's like football, a little bit of basketball, some baseball, but it was football. Nobody played soccer. I don't think the Kmart and LaRose sold soccer balls, right? I mean, right? I don't think that was. I think they had
the volleyball, maybe.
Dude, they had a greater tennis selection than they had soccer. Soccer. Here, I can tell you this: a soccer ball when I was growing up, we called that? That's a kickball. Yeah. That's the only reason you'd have a soccer to play kickball with. But then you'd be coaching these kids who grow up. America, we throw the ball, we catch the ball. That was a basic. We bounce the ball. That's our sports. Mm-hmm. We don't kick the ball. In fact, it's a penalty to kick the ball in most of our sports. Not in soccer. And then some of these kids, come in and their culture, at their family picnics, they play in soccer, right? We had some in our neighborhoods. It was always funny. Every time they had a big gathering and soccer was out. Well, those kids get on the field, and that's when it's like a cheat code, right? It's like, I got one that can play. Look out. All right. Here's our strategy, y'all. Get out the way.
Yeah. Let him kick it and just move.
So here's the deal. Here's the strategy. When the ball comes to you, look up and find that guy. Wave. Hey, come get it. Go. I'm going to go. But
that's what I like about swimming. It's pretty easy. Whoever's the fastest, you win.
Yeah, but I don't know any sport that involves parents playing an official role in the timing.
That's rough. I think the first swim meet I went to, they got me to be a timer, and it's really just a backup because there's, you're like the third backup. And
you're in case one of the other yawns messes up their time,
right?
And they'll call it out, right?
There's a touchpad and everything.
You have touchpads?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
You're really, you're not.
Ain't nothing. You ain't doing nothing. Yeah, you just standing around.
Because trust me, I've sat there on some of these longer races, and the kids swam two laps, and I said, "Oh, dang it, I forgot to start the clock."
Let me estimate.
Yeah, and that's it. I figured out from the get-go. It's like I take an average of how far off my stopwatch is from the the touch pad. And then if I miss it, that's what I go with.
Well, there you go. Well, like I say, good for you, bro. I hope your timing goes well. Hope your daughter does well. Hope the
I'm not timing. I'm gonna stroll up right at the time it starts.
I let my wife come be the mom.
Yeah, that's all I got to do.
The absentee dad.
Yeah. My dad will be there. If
there you go.
They need somebody unqualified to time who would be willing to do it.
He's got to be loving life. We went
checking
that stuff out.
Last week was his birthday, so we went down to Thibodeau, and he is not. I mean, he turned 88, and my dad's a simple Cajun man, not an animated fella or anything. Never has been.
Mm-hmm.
But it was funny because this day we took him to for his birthday was the first day that Riley had driver's ed, the actual driving stuff.
Right.
And when her instructor brought her home, he was very complimentary of her. Just said, "Oh man, y'all done a great job." And so I've talked about this before. My dad likes to teach his grandchildren to drive. And his explanation or his version of teaching them is, give them the car and let them go drive around the cane field.
There you go.
But so when I told him that, the teacher had complimented her, the quiet, unanimated man jumps up out of his recliner and starts doing the pumping his thumb, pointing at himself like me. I said, all right, you go ahead and you take that.
Wait, did he has she driven around a cane field at his house?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she did. That's the first time she drove.
I got you. I wasn't sure if he was claiming that it was his genetics that was.
No, his skill as a teacher.
There you go, dude. Think of the business opportunities. Forget all these, these yawns you see with driver's ed and student driver, all that stuff going on. Hey, Grandpa Seminoles driving cane field.
Driving academy in the field.
There you go.
Go down to the first headland, take a left.
Go get that, babe.
But he let her drive, so he wanted to take his car so she could drive his car to Thibodeau. And so it's like, all right, well, Joey and I sat in the back, and he sat in the front with her. And the whole way there, go faster. And she said, well, I'm going the speed limit. It's it's 55. And he says, if the speed limit is 55, that means 60. And I'm sitting there saying, you know what? I can't recall a conversation when I was 15 years old and you giving me this direction.
But okay, first of all, he's not lying. All right. Second of all, now these are on, but what was this, like LA1?
Yeah, LA1. He won't do 308, no shoulder.
Yeah, well, I know. See, that's the thing. You just don't realize. You know what you know. We grew up on that.
Yeah,
it's a different animal, man. These just two-way roads, and people come here and they get nervous about driving around Houston, and there's lots to be nervous about driving around Houston. But one of the good things about it usually is you're usually on roads where everybody's going in the same direction.
Yeah.
Right. You just forget what it's like to be zipping along and, you're doing 60, 65 and they're doing 60, 65, 5 feet away coming the other way. We take it for granted. Yeah. Right.
And then you got to pass, his car double parked on the shoulder.
How many times in your life? Because I know back when I lived on the bayou a million times that you want to do an impromptu driver's lessons for people. Hey, double lines mean don't pass bro. I can see the curve ahead. Here's what I know. None of us know if there's a cane truck on the other side of that.
Right. I can see the curve, but I can't see the other side of the curve.
Yeah. So why don't you try to pass right now? And now you're relying on me to slow down.
I got to slow down because there's me and 2 cars in the front of me, and there's not a gap in between any of us.
You're making a life-altering decision that you are pulling me into, So I get it. We're trying to, again, teaching my kids around here. And it goes both ways, right? So my younger, who's just always been that way, he's a good driver. He's a great driver. Telling him he can go a little faster, not a big, especially when he's by himself. And I mean, the way I know this is we have, you know me, dude, we're all on Life 360 and.
Yeah. Well, we downloaded that the other day, which is
You're gonna trust me. You're gonna come to. We rely on it now. My wife does that. My wife will look at it to see, or if I'm calling, if I'm on the road or something, we'll kind of look to see. Okay, you at work, you at whatever. I don't want to bother you. Oh wait, you're at Walmart. Hang on, let me call you. Right, that kind of stuff.
While you're there.
So yeah, you don't want to share that stuff with. You don't get on.
No.
You and I would not be Life 360 buddies, right? I don't care to know that Juan's at Sonic again. I'll text you. Say,
I just
you
didn't like they had it set up to where it's like, oh, Joey is home. Yeah, and,
I don't do
you get
that.
the alert.
That annoys
like,
me.
I don't need that.
No, but you can take all that stuff off. But what you can also do is you can look at it. It's pretty dang accurate. You can see like where they're going. You can see the speed.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why she got it.
I got it saved one. I'm pretty sure I saw it the other day. I got it saved with my son. And I'm okay. I'm not going to give him too much grief, but I know like 59, the interstate, there's interstates all over here, but 59's the main one going into town for us. And I look at it and when I waited till he was home and safe and whatever. And I just said, and the conversation is usually not going to go well when I started off with, yo, bro, can you tell me what part between downtown Houston and here has a speed limit of 92? 92. It's like, dude, the speed limit at its fastest is 65.
Yeah.
On that road. And that's when you start, again, it's not official. They don't teach you this in the in the driver's ed classes. But coming up, it's like, man, anything below 10 miles above the speed limit, you're typically okay. A little above that, they're probably gonna give you the ticket, but not so whatever. You start getting 20 and above,
20, they could bring you to jail.
Well, they can. I mean, these days they don't bring you to jail for stabbing somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I guess what you need to do these days, if you get pulled over for speeding, go ahead and not
just
hit the cop. No, not the cop.
Hit somebody with you.
Find some random person to stab, and that way, apparently, you ain't going to spend more than 12 hours in jail.
Yeah, and you'll be done. They'll forget about the ticket.
100%. So these new strategies, but trying to explain that to because my older son is a rule follower. Right? He's a rule follower, and man, look, the world needs rule followers. We're trying to coach him on, dude. I know this sounds stupid, but if the speed limit says 65, and all these idiots are doing 75, 80, you're the problem. Because right, you don't realize it, but you end up being you're the vortex of congestion and people getting right, and just ease on up, just go with the flow, because that's how it plays out. There's some days you get on these interstates and you're going to be doing 12 miles an hour.
Yeah, you just got to go the speed of traffic.
There you go. That or just get I guess the Teslas do it, but now a lot of cars do it. Just auto, just the speed, the cruise control on my wife's car. Yeah, it'll speed up and slow down. I hate that.
I hate it. I hate it as much as the lane changing thing.
That's pulling. Yeah, it feels like you're fighting somebody. But there you go. When they let us design a car, if you're going to give me a self-driving car, give me one that I can program. I want it going 9 miles above the speed limit.
Right. It ought to be self-driving based on my taste.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's an algorithm for you.
Thank you. But then we'd probably be mad. Man, this car drives like an idiot. What couillon you programmed this car? Well, Mr. Martin, this was based on your driving patterns. But I'm an excellent driver.
That's right.
I put Rain Man.
We always want to compare because I've had 1 or 2 or 10 wrecks in my life.
True that.
So Joey and my kids consider that I'm not a good driver, and I always say no, I'm a really good driver. I may not be a safe driver, but from a skill standpoint, dude, I'm pretty good. Show me a NASCAR driver that has not been in a wreck or two. Come on, man. I've been in a few, but you should see the skills I used in the several that I've avoided. We had that the other day. We're going somewhere, and I probably said this 1,000 times to my wife, and she means well. I guess I do the same to her. See, I'm usually always driving because it's less stress for me to drive. As ridiculous as that is, I'd rather drive than be the person. But she, I don't know what we were doing, and she's on her phone, which is fine. She's not driving. She's on her phone, looking down, and then the car did something. I know what the car did. The car gave some kind of
or whatever it was. And I'm the one driving. And she looks up and she barks out a suggestion or oh, you need to, I forget what it was. And then she like, it wasn't me, but she was just sort of telling me something I did wrong. And I'm driving saying, I'm the one actually driving. I'm looking at the road. I saw that car you talked about. I saw it coming 10 seconds ago. Had him in, I knew where he was. I knew he was in a blind spot. That's sort of what I'm doing. You on your phone. Like,
yeah, of course it looks close. You just looked up.
I know.
I've been watching for a minute and a half.
He surprised you. He didn't surprise me. I had it sized up the whole, but there you go. That's the joys of that would be fun. You know, that's what they ought to do. All these dumb reality shows. They ought to just put some dashboard cams and let husbands and wives, right? Just film husbands and wives driving places.
I never drive with Joey in a car unless she don't like to drive at night. So Elijah is still looking for a car, so he has my car today. So I literally drove her to the pool, at 7:00 this morning, and came home. But she drove on the way there. I got out when she got out, and adjusted the seat and drove home.
Hey man,
I know my place.
They don't teach you this in marriage counseling when you get started. You know, that'd be a great one. My wife and I have talked about that. You know, we did we're Catholic, so we did the
pre-Cana.
Yeah, we did. And but we had but apparently it worked. My wife and I we'll be married 29 years come December. But I didn't think we had a good mix. You know, we were younger. That's a brilliant statement I just made. We've been married. We were younger when we got married.
Yeah, we were,
but we weren't kids. We were old by Bayou standards. I mean, heck, I think I was. What was I? Was I 28? I think I was 28 when I got married. Dude, on the Bayou, they
right. You could have 2 or 3 kids by then.
They were probably worried about me by that time, man. Like, Martin, man, 20. Of course, I got a couple friends my age, never married. Yeah. You know, and I love when they they talk about stuff. I'm like, yeah, I know you got your own opinions, but you got no clue. You got no clue about what actual marriage and kids and all that stuff is about. It's the best thing in the world, but yeah, you didn't do it. You don't know. None of that stuff.
How are you going to learn it from a book?
No, or a movie. Movies are scripted. And they're funny. They got a plot. Dude.
Yeah, this is some impromptu stuff going on right here.
Like, yeah, exactly, man. We are improv all the way. And sometimes the audience is rough. Sometimes the audience is not catching on.
An audience of 1 and you're getting booed.
But there you go. But we'd have had, so like I said, I didn't, our couple was kind of weird, man. I remember thinking after that is like, are they Catholic or Mormon? Because they really, some of the stuff they were pushing was, but it was fine. But we always kidded that, they would never let me. I would never be approved but I'd be a good, especially for young couples.
Yeah, real life, man.
You gotta tell them, look, man, it's great. But y'all, it's a job. You signing up for a job, okay? It's a good job. You're gonna like it. Got good benefits, right? It's a job you want to stay with for the rest of your life, but it's a job. You got to do your job. Right?
My pastor says dating brings out the best in you. Marriage brings out the rest in you.
Oh, he's the one that uses a lot.
That's the rhymer, man.
That's the rhymer. That's pretty good one though. Dating brings out the best. Marriage brings out the rest. That's not bad. Yeah. That's not bad. No, I've kidded with believe it or not. And sometimes we're talking and I realize some of the stuff that I've talked about in sessions and speeches I give. And I give speeches that are basically business type, supposedly speeches, but I can't believe some of the stuff. Oh yeah, I told the group of that one too. I was joking about relationships and stuff. And that's the thing about, when you get married or your significant other, man, they see the worst of you. Mm-hmm. Like the rest of the world sees the cleaned up, polished up version. They see the version that had whatever work was done to leave the house today.
Yeah.
They didn't see the prep process. And
right. They see, it's good. You're lying in public. You're given that best. Yeah.
And the prep process is not just like what you're doing to make yourself look presentable. It's your attitude. Yeah. And look, guilty as charged. That's one of that's like a life skill that I try to work on. I'm not real good at it, but it's like self-regulating when you realize, am I just going to be mad at everything today? Like, let me think back to the time I woke up to now. Has anything Have I had oh, that's cool today? Because there's probably cool stuff I could be paying attention to, but man, I'm annoyed at this. I'm
No,
annoyed
we
at
all
that.
get know. Yesterday I had one where it was, the had nothing going on yesterday afternoon. And so I'm at a conflict with myself where it's okay, do I enjoy the nothing or do I do some of the 3 or 4 other side projects that I can do? So I decide to do nothing, but I can't enjoy the nothing because I'm stressing out over the other things I could be doing. So I basically spent an afternoon doing nothing except being stressed and getting more stressed.
See, that's where you need to become a beer drinker or a wine drinker. Man. Oh, listen, that's one of the greatest. They can say what they want about, everybody gives taking Xanax and all this other stuff. But the problem is you can't start early because then you got an issue. Well, on a Friday you could. I got friends, we can sit down and break it down to you, like what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. Like on certain days, today, like today's a Saturday, man, pretty much it's college football on, whatever. Trust me, right now, they got people out there chalking.
Oh, dude.
Like right now. Yeah. We're doing this early. We started this
mid-morning.
We started this mid-morning. Dude, they got some people not far from you chalking right now. But no, you have to have, it's like, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Okay. I'll give you a little latitude on the afternoons, except if you're in the airport. If you're in an airport, sky's the limit. No judgment in an airport. None. I'm going to flights. I was getting not long ago, I'm getting a breakfast burrito at 8:30 in the morning. And I know I don't never eat breakfast, but when I travel, I'm thinking, I don't know when I'm going to eat again. Yeah. Well, another thing is, they're not going to feed you on the plane. When I get where I got to go, I got to do this, I got to drive. I'm not going to stop. I never stop at I don't pick up food when I'm traveling. So I'm like, this breakfast burrito may be the last thing I eat till tonight. So, okay. So I'm getting a breakfast burrito.
The way the flight is now, it could be the last thing you eat until tomorrow.
At the same time, these 2 ladies next to me are getting a margarita. And I don't even know that it was their first margarita.
Not even a Bloody Mary.
I was impressed that the Papacitas in the Hobby Airport will sell margaritas. That's when you work at an airport restaurant situation. When you're opening up the tequila, hey,
never close it.
Yeah, but we'll tell some. I'm hoping. So I was in Little Rock this week, and it's my first trip of, let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I'm traveling the next 9 weeks. Okay, so I'm and in some of these weeks, I got several things stuck in. But so it's becoming it's getting ready for. All right, not a good start. Everything went well. Had a great time with the group I was with. It was fun. It was just a blast. Then my first day of heavy travel, bruh. The other day we were talking about getting stuck and here and there, and I was talking about how lucky I'd been, and I'm pretty good.
You jinxed it,
bruh. I don't remember the last time I got stuck in a city where I couldn't get out. Ta-da! That happened, man. Little Rock. The Bill and Hillary Clinton. That's the name of the airport.
The international airport.
That's the name of the airport. But so that trip was a good example of look for the positive. Try to the negative can be funny, right? But look for, like, I get there. I fly in on a Monday, I guess, and I land. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a work day. This is the Little Rock's the capital of Arkansas. It's the Bill and Hillary Clinton airport. I'm expecting majesty, right? Not so much, but not a terrible airport, but pretty kind of small, kind of. So I get out, and I'm staying at a hotel, should be 10 minutes away. All right, just gonna Uber. Let me get an Uber. Get my app out. Oh, finding you. So Uber hits you right away. As soon as you say, get my driver, boom, man. I mean, like, I get the alerts. Boom. They charge you. That's the first thing they do. Then they're trying to find me a driver. That's when it gets fun. You look. And usually it's like 5 seconds. And you get to 10, get to 15, get to 30, still get that little spinning thing. Then I get a
No
text.
internet or no drivers?
No drivers, dude. That's everywhere. If you're not in a major market these days, you better have a plan. All right. I'm going to go Uber. I'll get a cab. Good luck. No cabs. No cabs. So then I'm like, so now I'm 20 minutes into this, trying to, I've landed 20 minutes. I walked out. It's not a big airport. I'm trying to can't get this. Can't get a dang cab. I walk inside to see if I can ask.
Margaritas.
Well, I think at some point I probably would have. I mean, like, if I'm going to hang out, I don't know what I'm going to do here. I'm going to tell you why you can't do that in Little Rock, not at the airport. So okay. I felt like that poor kid you always feel bad for after practice that nobody came pick him up. Right? Oh,
Coach got to wait for you.
Oh, dang. Oh, what's my attitude, new? Oh, where's your mom? Oh, your mom didn't come get you? That drunk. Okay. Well, call your grandma. See if she can come get you. So I got to get on my phone. I get to the DoubleTree. That's where I was staying. DoubleTree, downtown Hilton. All right. Downtown Little Rock. Thankfully, the answer they're kind of nice. I'm like, yeah, hi. I'm like the kid that's stuck outside. I can't. I want to stay at your hotel. This is exactly what I'm telling him. I want to stay at your hotel. I just can't get there. I'm at the airport. There's no cab. She said, oh well, Mr. Johnny or Mr. whatever his name is. He'll be on the shuttle. Okay, I need a little more information than that.
Yeah, that's the beginning of the conversation.
I'm glad you got a shuttle that's apparently driven by Mr. Johnny. Is he coming? Yeah, he ought to be probably 15 minutes. And whenever somebody tells you probably 15 minutes, that means they got no freaking idea.
Like I'm 10 minutes from you.
Yeah, exactly. So what's Mr. Johnny doing? He's having
Where is he
Mr.
now?
Johnny, he's got a side job. He's getting a cigarette. What's he doing, right? So I said, so what am I looking for? Oh, you can't miss it. It's a van with a big cookie on the side. Great. So I'm looking for the cookie van. All right. Yeah, it's DoubleTree. They give you cookies. So I walk out there, and apparently there are 4 other people from the organization I was speaking to, and they didn't know me. That was kind of fun, me watching them. Half of them are smoking. They're doing whatever they're doing. Yeah. And that's the other
thing.
Who's
talking tomorrow?
I couldn't wait. I wish somebody would have said that. I'd have said, man, he sucks. That dude sucks. So they're having fun. Their managers, and it's kind of fun. They were taking selfies in front of the cop car that was out there. I mean, you could just tell, like, all right, we waited, man. We waited for another 10, 15. By the time Mr. Johnny showed up, I'm thinking, man, Mr. Johnny's tip is going down by the minute, man. But yeah, so just getting out of that was, and I made that thing that comment the next day. I said, flying into Little Rock ain't a big deal. Trying to get out the airport, that's a little bit of a challenge. And the tourism commission apparently did not talk to any of the downtown hotels to tell them, okay, look, we know that there is a faster direct route to downtown, but we don't want y'all to take that. We want y'all to actually get on the roads. Cause dude, you land in Little Rock and you get in a shuttle or whatever to head to downtown Little Rock from the airport. You want to turn around. Man, you're going by scrap yards. I'm talking like metal. Dilapidated. I don't know if you said the word dilapidated. Is it dilapidated? Dilapidated.
Yeah.
Dilapidated. There you go, Mr. Voiceover Man. And a bunch of liquor stores. Like Little Rock. The Little Rock route doesn't look. It's not very. It's not. You ain't looking for real estate. You're not looking to move. Let's put it that way.
You're not going to bump in any tour buses on the route back to your hotel.
Not so much. But it's good. The reason I said you couldn't go back and get a margarita or hang out, dude, they roll up. And when I say roll up, they roll up the sidewalks in that airport at 6:00. They closed TSA. Yeah.
Baton Rouge Airport's probably like that. I mean, the only way it's open later is if a plane's late, I would guess. But it's but
even then, they send people back. They send people. And so the reason I know this is so I went, I had the speech. It was great. Everything's wonderful. I'm thinking I got to bust my tail to get back because that's the next day. My flight ends. I know my speech ends. I'm like, man, it wasn't Mr. Johnny. It was somebody else, but I need a shuttle lined up at 3:00. I got to get to the airport, man. I got a plane to get on and I'm going home. So I thought, get out there, Got to the airport, got through. Thankfully, I don't check bags on these things, right? I'm carrying on and whatever. And that's when you just, oh man, we're going to sit here and be lied to. We're going to be lied to for a while. Regional jet. They landed it, and apparently the air conditioning, the system wasn't working. The air circulation system on the plane wasn't working.
Oh, they can't just open the windows.
Yeah, you think, right? You think. So you kind of sitting there, and then you start looking at the app and looking at them, and they start telling you the lies. 30 minutes delayed. We're sorry. We're gonna have the maintenance crew. You know it's beginning to go bad when the gate crew brings out snacks. Right?
Well, we're cleaning the plane. We just figured.
When the gate crew brings out snacks, it's time to say, "Oh, hang on a sec. Let me start looking at this." Yeah. So snacks. That's a sign that they're telling you, "Yeah, we're about to board." Yeah. No. Got it. we almost out of here.
It's either that, or it could be we're gonna fly so fast because we're late that we're not gonna have time to give you the snacks.
We almost out of here, y'all. Yeah, get grab some and then it's and you do this enough to realize, oh, so annoying, because they're paid to lie. The gate agents, and I find this out after talking to pilots, and I actually ended up taking 2 shuttles with me and just pilots and flight attendants back to the airport and back the next morning. So just shooting the breeze with them, but it starts rolling. So 30 minutes late. And then it starts getting frustrating when you realize, okay, we should be landing in Houston right now.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in Little Rock watching this plane. Maintenance is, so the app says, maintenance is working on it. I hear them saying maintenance hasn't arrived yet. So we're over an hour waiting on this thing. Maintenance hasn't arrived. This young pilot, I see him walk around. That's the guy I go talk to. Say, bro, I just walked up to him. Bro. That's how I started. Bro, we leaving today? I think we might. He says, I get that guy, and again, young guy.
Like, how about me and you snag another plane and you just get out of here?
And that's what I told him. I said, okay, here's my next question. He goes, yeah, I know. He goes, we time out at 1 a.m. So we just got here. So, because that's what you got to find out. Like, it's not just, are they going to fix the plane? Are these pilots going to time out on you? Meaning, those of you that are not familiar with that, it's regulations.
They've got a certain amount of time.
Yeah, and if they time out, sorry. I mean, I've seen people on planes where the plane they're on the plane, it doesn't take off because the pilots are going to time out. Mm-hmm. So he said, all right. So they go, they do whatever. Another hour. And I'm like, this place. I'm telling them, this plane's not leaving. It's not leaving.
I'm not imagining there's a lot of things to do to kill time.
Oh, I heard the announcement. That's when I hear the announcement that anybody that's getting on a plane needs to be through TSA because it closes at 6. If you're on the outside of security after 6 o'clock, you are not getting on a plane. They roll it up. There's not a lot of restaurants. There's like one, there's a Chili's and other stuff like little Burger Kings and stuff like that. Dude, it all closes at 6. So if you want to be stuck, like if you're stuck here in the Houston airport, like at Intercontinental, man, it's like being stuck in a mall. You got it made. Like if you're going to get stuck 3, 4, 5 hours, it's a dang hotel. It's great. Right. Not there. And then I'm sitting there and I look up and I see the pilot, 2 of them, and the flight attendant, and they're kind of walking off to the side. You know what they got with them? Their suitcases.
Well, it could be they, had a little, their toothbrushes or something, made them want to go freshen up before the flight.
And I walk over there and like, hey, what's up, y'all? That don't look good. Well, they just told us that you go back to the hotel. But
the second I get a ride because the shuttle's a problem.
No lie. And I ended up, so that's when I'm like, oh, crap. And I went and I tried to be as honest as I could with the other people that were still there because the gates are lying because the airline won't cancel. What the airline's going to try to do is stretch it out as long as they can. Flight, yeah, they weren't bringing another plane to freaking Little Rock. That's what I told the pilot. He said, well, they may have some other pilots coming in. I'm like, dude, the Burger King just closed, for God's sakes. I mean, what are you talking about?
Well, you never know. There could be an emergency landing here of another plane.
You think this regional airline is going to bring another plane in to fly the 30 to 40 remaining? No, man. And that's when you just, I guess, look, if I was hard up, I'd have to wait for them to give me, a voucher that you're not going to get till 10, 11 o'clock. It's ridiculous. So I went back and as loudly as I could to other people saying, hey, y'all, the pilots just got off the plane. So y'all do with that what you will, right? The pilots who were supposed to fly us home are going to the hotel. So
yeah, who's with me?
that's right. I'm just like, hey, good luck, everybody. Good luck. Good luck and God bless.
See you next tour.
And then I'm walking, talking to I have to call the hotel.
Yeah,
saying,
is
hey.
Mr. Johnny there?
Part of that. Yo, first of all, I need Mr. Johnny. Second of all, I know I checked out, but I got to check back in. I hope. And then I ended up getting on the shuttle to the hotel with those pilots and the flight. It was kind of funny. You know, it's funny and a little scary to talk to pilots because you realize they're just some dudes. Like, we want. It used to be that way before I realized, you know, and there's some fantastic doctors out there and there are some idiots out there, right?
Sure.
Same thing with lawyers. We grew up thinking, man, to be a doctor, to be a lawyer, you had to be next level. No, you don't. No, you don't. And the older you get, you realize, oh, just because it says, and I'm guessing, put it this way though, I do trust the competence of a pilot these days more than I do a doctor, because a pilot, you can't be too.
Yeah, he's going to die too.
That's right. You can't be too. Exactly. The pilots are, but yeah, man, it's sort of funny just talking to these young guys, and I'm telling them, because I promise you, these guys were in their late 20s, early 30s to mid 30s, right? And I'm thinking, dude, not quite, but I've been flying almost as long as you've been alive. Like I've been on the other side, right? And it's cool. Just joking with them about, and the flight attendant was great. She was just saying about, oh, I hate delays because every time it has delays, there's always going to be a handful of people that just hang out in the bar. And then I got to catch whatever. And I'm like, laughing, you know, yeah. She says, yeah, you know, but it's true. What else, you know, what, I mean.
Yeah, because I guess it's the same crew that flies you out in the morning.
Well, I actually got the second flight out the next day because I didn't feel like if I got to go back and sleep in the hotel, I'm going to go sleep in the hotel. There's nothing worse than checking into a room and it's already like, oh, darn it. I got what, 3 hours
if I was
to sleep
asleep now.
Start playing that game, right? Yeah. But yeah, we got out the next day, the next morning. That's when I texted you.
Yeah, you saw our local hero.
You talk about bizarro world. Now, I had no idea. I found out after why he was there. But, you know, it's a little after 7 o'clock in the morning. And again, it's Little Rock. And I go through security and I'm walking down the jetway. And dude, I'm telling you, it's not, there aren't 15 people that you can see from this long thing. I'm walking and I just look up and there's this guy coming this way and he's looking good. Me, a nice shirt, it wasn't a Hawaiian shirt, but it was a button down. Looked like I'm almost like a Tommy guy, like a Tommy Bahama kind of shirt, right? Shorts,
so relaxed, short
pants, whatever. Yeah, Ed Ogeron. Like, and it's one of those things. It's bizarro, man. You know what I'm saying? You walk in and saying that can't be.
And why is he here?
And then I think I threw him off because he was in his own world. He didn't have anything. No, he was by himself. He didn't have any bags. He didn't have any. You know, he's just walking. And I just say, good morning, Ed. And I'm literally walking now. Granted, I look like I'm going fishing. I got on old jeans, one of these long sleeve, literally, I think it might've been a fishing kind of shirt. I had a Nickel State hat on. Right. I don't think you saw it though. I think he's probably just scoping out, like, you know, I have to kick your butt. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got a feeling Ed must go through a lot of things.
There was not the thought of if he could kick your butt in his mind. It was if he would have to.
If he had to. Although, you know, we'll see. Well, yeah, no, I wouldn't mess with it. Ed's one of those guys you can look at and say, oh, jeez, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
No, he'd be enjoying this. But yeah, just, morning, Ed. And I can tell I kind of startled him. Probably because I called him Ed. And I don't know why. I don't think, you know, I'm not, hey, Coach O, whatever. I just like, Ed. Morning, Ed. And he kind of looks up and said, and I said, good to see you, man. I said, kind of paused. I said, South Lafourche, class of 83. And he, I forget, he just shook my hand. I don't know. This is not.
Yeah. What you been doing since you left the bike?
Not really kidding when I'm not really sure what he said. Like,
right. We should have said Halifax rocks.
Oh man. Oh, that's what I should have did. Bruh. I like Halifax too. Yeah. That would have cut through because he looked, he was either preoccupied or something else. But
Maybe
Good
he
on
was wondering how his interview had from the previous day had already gone viral.
You know, because when I texted you, texted a couple of buddies from the Bayou. Everybody's texting back stories. And I mean, again, you were like one of 5 guys I texted sitting there because I had about an hour and a half to kill. This time drinking coffee, waiting for a plane, and I'm texting saying, "You won't believe what I just ran into in the freaking Little Rock air. What are the odds?" And that's when I started getting.
I didn't even realize that and for those of you who don't know, he was asked on an interview about being dismissed from LSU, and he kind of passed it off as saying they told me they were going to give me 17 million and
point one
17.1 million, and I asked when you wanted me to leave and what door would you like me to exit through, so which I think is a typical Ed joke, but that night I told my son, I said, "Oh man, Dave bumped into Coach O in Little Rock in the airport there," and he said, "Oh, he was there for that interview."
Yeah, I saw it after. I got the clip. I got the clip after. But and doing what he's doing. He said, how is it? They said, who's the athletic director? I forget the guy's name. So you basically said, things aren't going well, and he said, no bleep, Sherlock. Rich always could see things aren't going well, and I'm like, all right. And then well, you got 17.1 million left on your contract, and we're gonna pay you. I said, tell me when you want me to leave and what door you want me to walk out. Hey, look. So I get it. Now, the part of me there was, I was thinking, you're making the room laugh, but you're basically announcing to the world that you ain't like, it's one of, and maybe he just got to that point because we said this before. It's the best season ever. Best season ever. Yeah. There's never, at the end of the day, nobody will ever deliver. Sorry, LSU. You'll have some great years ahead. You will never have that. All right. You'll never have that again. So that's him, man. So whatever, that was money well spent. But one of my friends, and I joked about that. I said, I think Ed's basically saying, I ain't coaching no more. I'm not even trying to, he may do stuff on the side, but my thing was he can make money being a character of himself. Right. Oh. And a buddy of mine said he needs to go find Shaq's agent. Ed needs to find Shaquille's agent because, dude, I mean, it writes itself. Everybody, all the sports people love him,
Oh, yeah. And if you think about it, Shaq's not a great communicator.
Are you kidding me? I still can't understand. Like the TV commercials, they'll slow it down. You don't know how many takes it's going to, you don't know how many takes it took them.
Right. That's the best you got.
To say, yeah, Shaq, that's what you got. Okay. But when they're live on TNT, I mean, he makes Charles Barkley sound like James Earl Jones. I mean, like you think you're struggling to understand Barkley, terrible Irish, right? And then you think, wait, you at least you understand Charles. It goes to Shaq and it's like, yeah, but no. Okay, whatever. Yeah, nice. Good dude, though. I mean,
he's a phenomenal fella.
Very generous, very
good thing for a lot of people.
He's one of those guys. You just
my favorite quote is still when he talked about one of his kids said that we were rich, and he said, we ain't rich, I'm rich.
Well, that's a Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey was saying that forever. It's a good line. People use it all the time. But so yeah, I think there you go. So
Ed will just make a living being Ed.
Look,
why not?
And it also depends. Here's what else I realized. I realized, like I gave it a lot. Well, I guess I had some thought. It was sort of, I probably for like 20, 30 minutes was just like, because I didn't know why he was in Little Rock and all that. I hadn't even heard about the interview the day before, whatever it was, or whenever it was. But I'm sitting there going, wow, what are the odds? Why am I? Well, one of these things like, okay, if I'm 10 seconds, there's much we joke about South Louisiana and Ed. Like if I was 10 seconds earlier or 10 seconds later, I don't, I was supposed to say hi, Ed, but no, my thing I thought of is he literally, it's interesting. There are probably pockets of the country he cannot walk outside where somebody's not going to yell Coach O or whatever.
Right. And I think it's probably both total respect and total caricature.
I think it's a character. Yeah, I don't think anybody dislikes him. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's
he's a likable guy.
Yeah, I think there are coaches that people just don't like. Saban, like Saban needs bodyguards. All right, and I don't know why. I mean, like I said, I've said that before. I mean, we should all be so so blessed that you are hated because you win all the time, right? So I think there are people that are like literally they just and then they get drunk, and that's the thing they got right. And but I don't think everybody likes it. But I thought about that. Like so if he's in New Orleans, if he's anywhere in Louisiana, right? You're not going incognito, but he ain't hiding it. He ain't hiding it. You know what I'm saying? Like I swear to you, if he'd have had on a baseball cap, probably wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like he could go incognito. He ain't looking to go incognito. He's wrong.
Like, he enjoys being Ned. He's a affable guy, if I'm using that word correct. I mean, it just seems like he's a good people person.
Talking about affable. So coming to leave when I finally before my flight was canceled, I took a picture the aftermath. So I got a little time. I didn't realize I had a lot of time. I thought I had a little time before my plane took off late in the afternoon. I don't want to go sit down there. I'm gonna get a bite to eat. Well, I walk into the Chili's. I sit at a table, realize, man, they got hardly any staff here. I'm there like 5-10 minutes. They ain't coming. Look up at the bar. There's like a spot at the bar. At least you can go sit at the bar. The bartender can, so I sit at the bar. When I get up there, there's two guys that kind of talking, and one of them, he looks a little tipsy, but sit there. How you doing? Oh, hell, I got time. I'll get a beer and chips or something. I was trying to eat. And then this guy gets up and leaves, and I guess he leaves, and the guy next to him says, "Oh man, this dude left his wallet again." Now that was the line.
That tells you how long the other guy's been there.
Again. And I said, "Oh, you're not with him?" "No, man, I'm not with him. Just met him." He gave me the guy's story. Also told me that guy's been telling the story. Oh, yeah, he's been in the Chili's for 4 hours now. He missed his flight. He was in town for a funeral. He missed his flight. And the guy looks at me and says, "He's pretty gone. He's pretty." I'm like, "What? Really? If this is the second time."
Yeah. Let's use his wallet.
So guy sits there. 10 minutes later, this cat comes back. And the guy's like, "Hey man, your wallet." And "Oh, appreciate that. That's when I realized I didn't have it. I got down there and security. I didn't have my." "Man, you're the most honest person in the world. I love this guy, man. Can I get a hug?" And I'm like, "What?" So he hugs the guy, and the guy, the other guy was cool. The other guy was cooler. Like I said, you'd have sworn they knew each other. This guy was cool. So then the other guy leaves. So now this guy who was drunk wants to make me his best friend. And I'm a cordial guy.
Wait, the wallet leaver or the wallet finder?
The wallet leaver. The other guy that kind of looked after him left.
He left. Yeah. Your turn, bro.
Now I got Mr. who gets another beer. All right. And I got my plane leaves in 10 minutes. And I'm sitting here going, "Dude, I'm not your travel agent. You better get moving." I mean,
yeah, you've obviously been here for a while.
Don't miss this one. Don't miss this one. So he says, "All right." Now he didn't try to hug me, but he held his last cheers, kind of clink with me. "All right, bro. Good luck to you." He gets up to leave. I'm like, "You got your wallet, you got your pants, you got your shirt." I mean, like, hey,
you got your ticket.
So he leaves, and I'm sitting there. It's almost like Cheers, right? We're all sitting in this bar, and I waited till he was gone far enough, and I said to the group, I said, 50-50, that guy does not get on that next plane. And people laughing. "Yeah, I think so." About 2 hours later, while I'm in my, waiting to get on the plane, they're lying to us. I look over as I'm walking, trying to kill time, as they're rolling up the other dude sitting at a table out in the middle of the of the airport in the no, darn it, I'm losing it's not the jetway, but yeah, out there, and I can hear him because it's so quiet. "Yeah, man. I don't know." And then security said, "I didn't do nothing." And he's telling whoever's on the phone about they wouldn't let him on the plane, or he got into a tussle with whatever.
They said I was drunk.
"Yeah, I can't get out till 6 o'clock in the morning."
Oh gosh.
And I just went, I didn't acknowledge. I was close enough to hear the conversation, and I went, oh man. I wish I'd.
That's when you go, how far away from here can I sit?
Oh, it was thankfully he was out in the middle of the walkway area, so I could go. Yeah, I didn't want him to see me. I didn't want his drunk butt.
Yeah. Ed's walking around.
Ed
Martin's trying to be incognito.
Yeah, exactly. Ed's out there. Hey, look at me, bro. I'm like, oh, please don't let this drunk guy say, oh, it's my buddy from the bar. Let me go tell him what happened over the last 2 hours of my life. Right? It's that old line. It's like, dude, I don't wish you bad, but I don't care. I don't care. Be safe. Be safe.
I gotta go.
That's my kiss off. Be safe, bro. Be safe. That's whenever, if ever you hear me say, hey, be safe.
Yeah. So in other words, that's a signal. You wouldn't want me to prolong the conversation on your behalf with whoever's speaking to you.
Yes. But anyway, so hopefully that dude got home. Hopefully that dude got home. He reminded me of Matt. He was the recurring character of Matt. Do you think about Matt this week?
I didn't. Maybe we can get Matt to make a cameo or something on the podcast.
Do some kind of voiceover work for us.
Right. He's probably got a mic.
Jeez, man. So anything else go on this week?
No, man, just doing that. Football.
I think Brian Kelly just needs to work on his accent a little more. Is what?
Well, when at halftime, when his quote to the reporter was, "We couldn't have played any worse." But then again, this is my first game here, so I don't really know. All right.
Wait a minute.
That's promising. That's
kind of funny. A little honesty there. And that sounds like a guy that's got, like, put it this way, Ed's 17.1. That ain't career money. What's Kelly's contract? It's like 90.
No, it's $100 million contract guaranteed for 10 years with or it's a 10-year contract for $100 million. Guarantee is $90 million.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want when you got that.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you want.
What are they gonna do? Run me off?
That's a funny line, actually. This is as bad as we can play, but hang on. We got a second half. Well, I got my number one receiver that runs a route and doesn't even turn around. I got
right him. Yeah, he's being a little prima donna.
Yeah, I got a quarterback that hit him in the chest at the 1 yard line, but hey, I guess that's his fault. That's the quarterback's fault, right? But whatever. Makes us miss Joe Burrow.
Yeah, oh gosh, yeah. Well, that was we even talked about that during the game. I said, it's a far cry because if 2 years ago we'd have been down by 10.
10.
Give us a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
Get down by 20 so we can make it interesting.
Yeah. Well, them days are gone, man.
Mm-hmm.
Them days are gone. It showed just interesting kind of where the youth are on football, right? I don't think they care about teams. It's they like players.
Oh, yeah.
So yesterday, I think it was yesterday, we get a package. Now my younger son is living in. He had a birthday, by the way. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
And my other son's birthday is today.
All right.
So he had a package come in. Now it's kind of funny. He's been getting a bunch of packages there, living in Thibodeau now. But this one came in to him and like, well, what is this? So we got to open it up. And it was 2 football jerseys, right? That he bought himself, but he just messed up with the address. So he had them, they came here instead of where he is now. And I had to explain to him, dude, when you probably were checking out your credit card
you just
number,
went, yeah,
your credit card address. And okay, so that's why they came here. But he had 2 football. Here's my son who really doesn't care much about football at all. He just doesn't. I mean, right? My older son, he knows everything. 2 football jerseys he bought himself. So just to wear, like, why? Well, who do you think? If I had you to guess, what 2 football jerseys did he buy? And I'll cut through it. I'll tell you, 2 quarterbacks.
College or NFL?
NFL. He paid. And that next thing I told him is, dude, you must be making good money at the bank. That you just bought 2 NFL. I mean,
let me see.
Not fake.
Dak
I'm
Prescott,
talking from the NFL.
yeah.
Dak Prescott. I'd have burned it right there. I'd have FaceTimed him as I burned the Dak. No, okay, nothing personal, Dak Prescott. What do you think?
Brett Favre.
Dude, they play today. He had a Josh Allen.
Oh wow.
And a Joe Burrow. So like two, and I like the legit NFL jerseys you buy, like $150 a pop, right? And I'm like, what do you do? What are you doing? You're buying a Buffalo Bill and a Cincinnati Bengal jerseys? Like, I like them. Those are the two guys I like.
Players, man. Yeah.
Could care less about the teams, right? And
you got a fantasy era, but no, your son, he doesn't care about football. He just likes the guys.
Now, Burrow, you can get away with on the buy-in. I told him we're going to be at the Saints Bengals game. I said, wear that to the game.
Yeah,
we're going to be sitting in the middle of Saints Nation. I want you to wear that jersey. You'll probably get away with it because there are going to be a lot of people cheering for.
Oh yeah, it's not like a couple of years ago when Burrow played. That or the big season when they played in Alabama, and my Alabama student son sat in the Alabama student section wearing an LSU jersey.
Way to go, bro.
Yeah,
that's when you either tough or crazy. But
it ain't tough.
Yeah. And then Josh Allen, now granted, we got to get out of here on this. And I watched that game, dude.
Yeah,
Josh Allen,
big old dude.
He is. Josh Allen looks to be in the NFL now what Joe Burrow was in college football 2 years ago. Dang, this dude can do anything.
Right, you got him covered up. I'll run you over. Stiff arm that guy. Not just stuck the arm out, pushed him off, pushed him down.
I had some fantasy football interest in there. One of my receivers is the number 2, not Stephon Diggs, but the other guy. Don't remember his name. That way, that's when you're drafting, when you're like, I want anybody that Josh Allen may throw the ball near. Right? Are they on the ball?
He was great to watch, but he was The Rock.
Okay. I think I don't know if I texted you. I texted some friends saying, look, I have no reason to dislike the Rams. I think Matthew Stafford's a good guy. I really have nothing against him, but I so hate the LA scene about football because they're so fake. They're so
right. They don't even like the team.
Oh my gosh. And then, The Rock. Oh, I think his speech wasn't long enough. See, with the Super Bowl, man, he went on some soliloquy, man. This time he was just something.
He just said Ramsation or something.
Oh, geez, guys.
Maybe he said Rams Nation. I
don't know. So fake, but they got beat bad.
Oh, well, yeah.
All right. Yeah, well, what'd you think?
It's enough.
You know what? I think so. I think it's satisfaction of your money back, y'all. We're gonna push the button, get on out of here, see if any of this stuff stuck to tape. Juan's got a swim meet to go enjoy. I got some work to do and a birthday dinner to go to with my son. So hopefully got a fun weekend ahead. So hey, if you want to reach out to us, everybody, feel free. You can hit us up on social media, as many of you do, or if you want to hit us direct, it's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com. And man, look.
Yeah, everywhere you got podcasts, we're there.
Everywhere. Think of a place. Go there. We there? We're there. Look at your phone.
Yeah, we're there. I think we got some streams in France this week.
Oh.
Pepe Le Pew.
Bonjour, mes amis. Something avec Dave and Juan.
Yeah.
We're gonna put some more Ed Ogeron content in here, man. They'll pull in France. Yeah, they'll pull in France.
Yeah. They gotta understand that there, right?
And Cajun, well, it's sort of in England, What's up, everybody? France. All right, cool. French content. Nice.
Okay, I'll write that down.
How we doing in was it Japan?
Japan, we're still there.
Okay.
What's the place out there by Australia?
New Zealand.
We're hitting New Zealand.
Australia.
Yeah.
It's 2 different prison colonies is what it is, but well, good deal. So there you go. So it's not only America you're welcome, it's world.
You're welcome.
Yo, world. What up? You're welcome. Got to get on out of here. So yeah, every week we tell you. We don't suggest. It's not a hint. Yo, do the two of us look like we would subtly imply something?
No, dude, I'm not subtle about nothing.
Dude,
yeah.
It's
my last job. I was told I was a bit aggressive.
It's a bit aggressive. So we're not subtle. It's a freaking
direct. It's a mandate.
It's a freaking mandate. Get out there. Have the best day of your life, y'all. Have the best week of your life. It starts right now. We know
here. We know this has been the best hour.
We know this hour has set you up for like, wow.
It's gonna be tough.
Step it up.
Champions don't shy away.
You know what? The week's gonna go by anyway, right? A week from now, you're gonna look back and say, "Chol, man, that's another week that left. I can't believe that's another week that went by. Hey, was it your best week? That's on you.
It's on you because we gave you the setup for it.
That's on you.
And the mandate.
That dude that left his wallet in the airport twice and got so drunk they wouldn't let him on the plane. I bet you that guy needs to watch this.
Ever. The best night ever for sure.
He may just live in the Little Rock airport right now until he runs out of money. Until he can sober up enough.
Coach O is having the best week ever because he went, when he got on or got home from, they said, how'd the interview go? He said, well, forget about the interview.
I saw Dave Martin.
This guy who was from the South Lafourche class in 1983.
That's right. In the airport. I think I startled him. Called him Ed. Because you call somebody by your first name, they're thinking like, man, do we know each other? Whatever. All right, everybody. It's good. That's good. Push it. We're out of here. Have a fantastic one. Good luck with the meet today. Or not, you got no luck involved. Don't fall down. Don't fall out of your chair.
That's right.
Good luck to your daughter. All right. Have a great one. Love you, bro.
Back at you, man. Driving to Thibodeau the other night. To just listen to him talk to Riley is hilarious. So we passed by, I don't know, we're on Highway 1 Louisville. I think it's like St. John's Church just before you get into Thibodeau. And he said, that's where Blimp's buried. Telling this to Riley.
That's where
Blimp's buried. And she said, Blimp? And he said, no, my friend Blimp. We called him Blimp because he was fat. And she said, oh, gosh, I can't believe y'all did that. I said, oh, girl, it's a different time then. And he said, well, he wasn't fat his whole life, but we still called him Blimp.